Tens of thousands showed up on the streets of Homs, again demanding the toppling of the Syrian regime. "Go away, Bashar," they cried. "We will not kneel but to God." There has been an intense military campaign by the government against protesters in the city, with dozens killed, shops and homes vandalized, and mass arrests made. For the protesters, it was as if the government was testing their will, and they were determined to show their will can't be broken. It's been a very bloody 2 weeks in Syria, especially in the cities and towns at the heart of the rebellion. Towns like Deir ez-Zor, where thousands of protesters stood in defiance, only to be met by sniper fire and tear gas. The minaret of a local mosque toppled by security forces. And like the northern province of Idlib, where tanks confronted the people and demonstrators came under fire. Overall, the number of protesters is smaller than previous Fridays, but activists say they still made their point.
This is an indication and confirms that all the means that the regime used and will use will not stop people from taking to the streets to express their outrage and demand to topple the regime.
In Daraa, south of the country, where the protest first began, people returned to the streets, calling for revenge against those responsible for the town's many dead and wounded. The scene in Hama was no different. The U.S. seems to be losing its patience with President Assad.
We urge those countries still buying Syrian oil and gas, those countries still sending Assad weapons, those countries whose political and economic support give him comfort in his brutality, to get on the right side of history. President Assad has lost the legitimacy to lead, and it is clear that Syria would be better off without him.
That's the U.S. preparing the ground to build a united international front before it moves to the next step and maybe demand that President Assad steps down. For the protesters on the ground, that chance had passed. Rula Amin, Al Jazeera, Beirut.